A point of interest. It's no secret there have been a number of fires of churches and cathedrals across Europe in recent years. In fact, another one at the famous Notre Dame Cathedral in France, again. Historical buildings going up in smoke, and leading some to ask questions about the motivation behind those incidents, and if a pattern is emerging. Of course, there are the common options: insurance, rivalry, or an actual accident. But I wondered on a different idea today, and I've already thought about it in relation to these buildings, as well as star faults and follies, and I guess crossed into it slightly with Church of Death, that they are specially placed for purpose, just not a good one, as might have once thought, that the system that has built up around worship and control of the masses through indoctrination needs to have beacons and amplifiers, strategically placed to harness and process the energy people generate. It's possible that ley lines and the overall magnetic grid of the Earth is important, and they are placed as a power point might be, tapping into the background wires already in place, and just fitting a new socket as it were. And just as we have streetlights dotted along the way, cables under the ground and wires above our heads to facilitate the movement of electricity, we ourselves get caught in that grid. Our personal molecules being agitated, excited, confused, and whatever else occurs when it is stimulated by external forces you can't hear or see, and aren't always even able to feel. You'll know if you have ever stood underneath one of those huge pylons, how it crackles and pops and makes you feel weird. Or if a storm is coming and you can feel it in the air, the static building and feeling like you aren't quite safe outside anymore. That's two concentrated examples, where we know it's not right to be near it, and our instincts work together to let us know to make ourselves scarce. We come to our senses and usually vacate the area, or have warnings placed for those who aren't maybe so aware. But if it was a more subtle distribution of that energy, being used to gather more energy, would we feel it? Would our senses alert us to the fact that something was amiss? Are there perhaps things that have been put in place to mildly hypnotise and placate people, to distract them and get them to attend a certain location for ritual recharging, as well as simultaneous draining? A change in the tone for ringing bells, so that it no longer brings an uplifting or harmonic sound with it, but gives the repetitive tone needed for the hypnotic state, like the Eloi in the Time Machine, mindlessly walking towards their doom when the siren sounded, just as they had been conditioned to.